If the world were to fall apart, no one's going to be, fighting me for a vegetable.
In season 2, Peter is actually becoming a night agent. His big dream has come true. I was wondering, is that in any way comparable to you entering the acting world years ago? And did you have that kind of moment of, okay, now I made it in the industry?
No, because there's never really, I quit for a long time. And then when I got back into it, it was with a healthy sort of understanding of anything that's given in this business can be taken away just as quickly. And there's never a feeling of made it, because then you're attaching yourself to something that then will be held over your head. So I never look at it that way. I'm just glad people in retrospect enjoyed the show. They can never take that away.
Yeah, sure. And speaking of that, actually, because The Night Agent was or is one of the biggest shows on Netflix. And I think you guys, the production, the crew, hope for it to be this successful. But I think you can't imagine this kind of huge success beforehand. So I was wondering, how did you deal with this kind of sudden fame? And did you have any skills to be grounded in any way?
Yeah, I don't really go out a lot and deal with people in my personal life. I live in the woods. Not in California or New York. So I'm very sort of away from, I think, the environment that cares.
Sure.
It is probably a novelty to some people to see me like working on a stone wall in Tennessee or whatever. Like, oh, there's that actor, I think, but there's no way he'd be out here in a field. So I think that's kind of fun for some people, I guess. But yeah, people just tend to leave me alone. In airports and stuff, I'll get recognized and people say hello, but it's part of the job. So it hasn't really changed my outlook on life, though. So, it's no one cares in reality. If the world were to fall apart, no one's going to be, fighting me for a vegetable and be like, oh, you're the night agent guy. It's like, no, ultimately, deep down, I don't think anyone really cares.
I feel like this is a very healthy perspective of Hollywood or the industry in general, what you're doing.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, actually, you're doing a lot of stunts for this show, and you have a lot of experience with material arts and stuff. But I was wondering, apart from this physical aspect of the role, is there a skill you actually learned while you were doing this show?
I did a lot of loose surface driving, like rally driving stuff with Team O'Neill up in New Hampshire. So I went up there a lot when I could, when I had off time, and did a bunch of driving. And that was really fun because it moved into, in the newest season, in season 3, I'm doing a lot of driving too on screen. So it helped a lot, definitely.
Okay, cool. And I feel like there are a lot of agents in TV and movie history. There's James Bond, Jason Bourne, and all the other guys. If you had to choose one and Peter had to meet him and they get along really well, who would you think that is?
I think James Bond would be pretty cool to get along with, but he's also like a sociopath and he has like crazy charisma. So I think that it'd be fun to get along with him as long as you understood that he probably wasn't being sincere with you, but he'd have all the cool tools to use. I feel like Bourne would be kind of obnoxious to talk to.
Yeah, they wouldn't get along because they are both very introverts, I think. So
yeah,
James Bond
and compartmentalized. Like James Bond, I feel like would be fun to be with him for a day and be like, man, drive around in an Aston Martin, have cool little tools and things that are designed for you. But yeah, at the end of the day, he'd probably kill you and be like, drop some sick one-liner on you.
I feel like this should be a pitch for season 2 or season 4, maybe, because you're already shooting season 3, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Maybe for season 4. I don't know. But speaking of season 3, I have just one more minute left. I know you can't tell me much about season 3, but now that we know that Peter gets to have more cases, gets to see the word, I don't know. Can you tell me, is there a character trait of Peter or aspect of his life that you would love to explore more in the future?
I think he's I had the idea a while ago of everyone he's protected so far has been a good person. And I think it'd be really interesting to see him have to protect someone he despises or who's a bad person. And if he's willing to do his job and compartmentalize that. Because he's not very good at that. He's good at, oh, here's someone I care about. Here's the right thing to do. Let me do the right thing. And if the right thing is protecting a bad person, would he do that, That'd be kind of cool. But we'll see. I just think challenging his objective good and his sense of good is important, whatever that may be,
Sie haben keine Hinweise. Sie haben keine Beweise. Sie haben nichts. Ich finde selbst raus, was gelaufen ist. Erschießen Sie mich oder gehen Sie mir aus dem Weg.